Oh yeah, another quick warning. This video is meant to be visually pleasing. It's just meant to be a guide. Expect low effort editing here. Catastrophic is a difficulty in Eternal Towers of Hell that is the hardest soul-crushing difficulty and the hardest cannon difficulty. These towers are significantly harder to beat and more abundant in the game due to the difficulty. Because of that, only a small handful of people have actually beaten one before. So, this video may help you with beating your first. But disclaimer, this video is about the easiest, not the ones that will boost your skill just because of the difficulty and whatever. But anyways, let's move on to our first entry. So, if you're not anywhere near terrifying skill, then you should probably just click off this video and build your skill up with these unless you're doing some extremely obnoxious jump from extreme difficulty. But anyways, to start off with Catastrophic Towers, let's go into the main hub of Avian, Eternal Towers of Hell. Tower of Generation Failure is the most popular first Catastrophic, but in my opinion, is it a necessarily good one? No. Because, well, this tower is just filled with insufferable gameplay that is entirely carried by the first 4 floors, and having floor 6 be one of the hardest floors for literally no reason. Even after that, floors 7 through 10 are extremely dangerous considering that you didn't just waste 30 minutes just to die to an extremely easy jump on floor 8 or 9. Anyways, let's move on to our next entry. Tower of Augmented Misery is the baseline catastrophic difficulty in Eternal Towers of Hell, and yeah, it's pretty agreeable. This tower is extremely easy for the first 7 floors, has lots of button progress that skips significantly difficult sections in the tower at the cost of it just being extremely loop failing based and unbelievably inconsistent in the difficulty of this tower. And what I mean by inconsistent difficulty is floors 8 and 10. These are the real elephants in the room here, and I need to address them. These floors are carried by certain sections, like floor 8. It's carried by an outside section, and floor 10 is just long and difficult to play because this is the final floor considering that you have the most nerves. So, would I necessarily recommend it? Is it necessarily fun? Yes, and yes. I'd say yes on fun if you just don't loop fail for hours on end. The gameplay consists of linear purism and difficulty spikes, so I would definitely recommend this for lower entry catastrophic players. Tower of Descent into Exile is mainly focused on punishment, giving it the wrong gameplay of a terrifying tower or an entry-level catastrophic tower. It's definitely not low-mid catastrophic though. But this tower can be extremely annoying sometimes because the types of punishment towers like this will just make you restart your entire run even if you mess up once. However, to counter this, you can just practice a lot and you'll probably just breeze through this tower with ease. Tower of Champions Road is based on raw gameplay, which is very well known and very infamous. The gameplay almost spikes up to legitimate horrific difficulty, but fortunately there is a safety net that you obtain on floor 5 and 6, but more notably on 6 because floor 5 is just a walk in the park, literally. The tower is also really short if you don't fail, but it can also get really tedious, like Tower of Augmented Misery. So I do not recommend this unless you play lots of tiered obbies or lots of raw gameplay towers. Now, outside of Eternal Towers of Hell, there is a lot of options for catastrophic towers, but they are either just annoying to learn or pure slot meant to be verified for the sake of being never touched again, only to be verified. Yeah. But anyways, there are some really good ones, like the ones that I'll get into right now. Tower of Linear Jank is just about 3 minutes long, which is surprising, but the gameplay is exceptionally difficult and the punishment is really bad. But yeah, this would make the tower extremely unfun to play through because of the punishment. The length of this tower makes it bearable to play through at least, and it's just like a collection of terrific jumps, almost. I would recommend this tower because it would really boost your raw skill by a lot, even if you drop the tower, which, well, yeah, this one's not fun to play through, honestly. Only play through this one if you're just looking through a short challenge that's actually difficult. Now, Tower of Cruel Underestimated Parkour. Oh wait, that's terrifying now. Alright, this leads to the final tower, being arguably the easiest one. No, I hate begging, but can you please subscribe for more long-form videos and tower completions? I have this dream of reaching 1,000 subscribers, so one subscriber would be appreciated a lot by me. And that tower is Tower of Cataclysmic Layers, version 3. The reason this is my personal easiest catastrophic tower is because it was my first and the gameplay is just generally easy to learn. And no, that does not state that the gameplay is actually catastrophic, it's actually terrifying, and no, that does not mean the tower is long either. The tower is actually short, like around 10 minutes or even shorter, so there's literally no excuse for this not being terrifying. But it's catastrophic, so yeah, it's basically just a free catastrophic tower. However, there are some downsides. Floors 4, 5, and 10 are the only floors you need to actually worry about, mainly because they're just significantly more difficult than the other floors in this tower. So, floors 4 and 5 are just raw gameplay, and they're just trash. And floor 10 is punishment. I have 13 kills on this floor, so please don't do the dumb mistake of not practicing at all. And yes, the floor that you feel most nervous on, mainly because you're over nothing and it's the final floor of the tower. Catastrophic tower. Not really though, but it's classified catastrophic. Thank you very much for watching, and if you disagree with my opinions on these towers, you could always recommend some more towers in the comments below. Now, that concludes the video. Goodbye.